Having been dismissed by Achish by the request of the lords of the Philistine, David rose up early, he and his men, to depart in the morning, to return into the land of the Philistine. And the Philistine went up to Yezreel. Of the books called Shemuel, the first, chapter 30. And it was, when David and his men were come to Ziklag on the third day, that the Amaleki had made a raid upon the south, and upon Ziklag, and had smitten Ziklag, and burned it with fire, and had taken captive the women and all that were therein, both small and great. They slew not any, but carried them off, and went their way. And when David and his men came to the city, behold, it was burned with fire, and their women and their sons and their daughters were taken captive. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept, until they had no more power to weep. And David's 2 women were taken captive, Ahinoam the Yezreelite, and Abigail, the woman of Nabal the Carmelite. And David was greatly distressed, for the people spoke of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David strengthened himself in Yahweh his God. And David said to Abiathar the priest, the son of Ahimelech, I pray thee, bring me hither the ephod. And Abiathar brought thither the ephod to David. And David inquired of Yahweh, saying, If I pursue after this troop, shall I overtake them? And he answered him, Pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them, and shalt without fail recover all. So David went, he and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook Beshor, where those that were left behind stayed. But David pursued, he and 400 men, for 200 stayed behind, who were so faint that they could not go over the brook Beshor. And they found a Mithri in the field, and brought him to David, and gave him bread, and he did eat, and they gave him water to drink, and they gave him a piece of a cake of figs, and 2 clusters of raisins. And when he had eaten, his spirit came again to him, and he had eaten no bread nor drunk any water 3 days and 3 nights. And David said to him, To whom belongest thou, and whence art thou? And he said, I am a young man of Mithraim, a servant to a Amaleki, and my master left me, because 3 days ago I fell sick. We made a raid upon the south of the Kerethi, and upon that which belongeth to Yehudah, and upon the south of Caleb, and we burned Ziklag with fire. And David said to him, Wilt thou bring me down to this troop? And he said, Swear to me by God that thou wilt neither kill me, nor deliver me up into the hands of my master, and I will bring thee down to this troop. And when he had brought him down, behold, they were spread abroad over all the ground, eating and drinking and dancing, because of all the great spoil that they had taken out of the land of the Philistine, and out of the land of Yehudah. And David smote them from the twilight even to the evening of the next day, and there escaped not a man of them, except 400 young men who rode upon camels and fled. And David recovered all that Amalek had taken, and David rescued his 2 women. And there was nothing lacking to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil nor anything that they had taken to them. David brought back all. And David took all the flocks and the herds which they drove before those other cattle, and said, This is David's spoil. And David came to the 200 men who were so faint that they could not follow David, whom also they had made to abide at the brook Bashor. And they went forth to meet David, and to meet the people that were with him. And when David came near to the people, he saluted them. And every man wicked and of worthlessness from the men who went with David responded, and they said, Because they went not with us, we will not give them aught of the spoil that we have recovered, except to every man his woman and his children, that he may lead them away and depart. Then said David, Ye shall not do so, my brothers, with that which Yahweh hath given to us, who hath preserved us, and delivered the troop that came against us into our hand. And who will hearken to you in this matter? For as his share is that goeth down to the battle, so shall his share be that tarrieth by the baggage. They shall share alike. And it was so from that day forward, that he made it a statute and an ordinance for Israel to this day. And when David came to Ziklag, he sent of the spoil to the elders of Yehudah, even to his friends, saying, Behold, a present for you of the spoil of the enemies of Yahweh. To them that were in Bethel, and to them that were in Ramoth of the south, and to them that were in Yatir, and to them that were in Aroer, and to them that were in Shaphamoth, and to them that were in Eshtamoa, and to them that were in Rachal, and to them that were in the cities of the Rahmeeli, and to them that were in the cities of the Qeni, and to them that were in Hermah, and to them that were in Bor-Ashan, and to them that were in Athach, and to them that were in Hebron, and to all the places where David himself and his men went about there. Now the Philistine fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistine, and fell down slain in Mount Gilboa. And the Philistine followed hard upon Shaul and upon his sons, and the Philistine slew Jehonathan and Abinadab and Melchishua, the sons of Shaul. And the battle went sore against Shaul, and the archers overtook him, and he was greatly distressed by reason of the archers. Then said Shaul to his armor-bearer, Draw thy sword, and thrust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through, and abuse me. But his armor-bearer would not, for he was very afraid. Therefore Shaul took his sword, and fell upon it. And when his armor-bearer saw that Shaul was dead, he likewise fell upon his sword, and died with him. So Shaul died, and his 3 sons, and his armor-bearer, and all his men, that same day together.